G'day cocktail lovers. I don't know if you've ever had barrel-aged gins. It's a thing that quite a few distilleries in Australia have been experimenting with, and I've really enjoyed them. And I got super excited when Threefold Distilling released a whiskey barrel-aged gin. For those who don't know, Threefold is in Adelaide. Steve the Bartender, Australia's best-known YouTube bartender, is one of the partners there. And I've had a few of their gins, which have been very good. And I was kind of excited, ooh, this is available. I guess I could get myself something special. And what tipped me over, I was actually looking what was still for sale. I recently finished my bottle of this. This is one of their experimental series. This is a coconut gin, great on its own. Incidentally, really good substitute for white rum in a tropical cocktail. So it was a special day when these two arrived, and I'm now going to try it. Because it's a new bottle, we get that first bottle pop, and I have to have a taste before I make a cocktail with it. And so we also get that glug, glug, glug from the first time. I love that sound. This is their aromatic gin. It's been aged for, let's see, 8 months in a former whiskey barrel, French oak, and aroma-wise, it's actually picked up some really interesting notes. I don't know if it's the power of suggestion, but there really is an aroma that I would associate with whiskey, you know, when it's been, I was going to say, when the whiskey's been aged in a barrel. All whiskey, by definition, is aged in a barrel. Anyway, I'm going to give it a quick taste as well. The initial thing is it's sweet, and then there are genuine whiskey flavors come in. It's really nice. It's warming me up a bit. It's 45% ABV, so a bit higher than your average gin. I was trying to think of what to do with this to show it off in a cocktail, and I was thinking I'd find recipes that called for Genever. If you're unfamiliar with Genever, it's a Dutch spirit that is essentially a precursor to gin. It's older than gin. It's malt-based, as opposed to gins tend not to be malt-based. So Genever is often described as kind of a halfway point between gin and whiskey. So I thought, gin, aged in a whiskey barrel, find a Genever recipe and roll with that and see how it goes. I have made old fashions before with whiskey barrel aged gins, and that tends to work really well. But I settled on, I'm actually going to make a martini, because I saw on the Difford's Guide recommended, hey, make a Genever martini for a malty alternative, and I thought that kind of seems perfect. And I feel like I haven't made a martini on the channel for a while, so we'll be doing that. We'll be doing with the barrel aged gin, and for the vermouth, I'm going to use this barrel-aged dry vermouth. I actually aged this in my own barrels. So this is very much a barrel-aged martini we're going with here. This is how we make it. I'm being generous with 2.5 ounces or 75 mils of the barrel-aged gin in a mixing glass. Then I'm adding just half an ounce of the barrel-aged vermouth. Final touch, 2 dashes of orange bitters. Add ice to the glass, stir that for 20 to 25 seconds to chill and dilute the drink, and then strain that into a chilled martini glass. For a dry martini, I like to drop in a twist of lemon peel. And here we have our barrel-aged martini. That goes together really well. It's got that nice, clean martini taste, but it does have some oakier flavors in there. It's just got the slightest hint of that whiskey heritage in there. It's made a really nice martini, so I'm very much looking forward to using this gin in a few other cocktails as well. But as I've given myself a pretty generous martini, I think I need to go and sit down and drink this, and I'll catch up with you another time, because I do hope to see you again soon. Until then, I will say cheers.